everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on the first issue of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles IDW series. Now, as you know, back in 2011, Kevin Eastman worked with people on IDW in making a new TMNT comic book series, which was meant to be a more different take on the Mirage comics. So pretty much the IDW take meant to have Splinter and the Turtles as past lives, but brought back as Turtles and a rat. And is also meant to kind of do their own version of the mutagen, as well as an alternative take. And keep in mind, you would see the Turtles designs and that being used from the IDW comics for the Mutants in Manhattan game, as well as having a fifth turtle, which was meant to be a more different counterpart to Venus. And the cover is meant to be a reprint, and the Turtles is looking badass. And the story starts off with Old Hob saying, "This now is gonna be Splinter." And we see them wanting to kind of take down Splinter and the other Turtles, and we see how Splinter says, "Old Hob, this need not happen. We are not here to fight. We only want this neighborhood left in peace. Yeah? Well, you can keep on wanting, rats." And we see how Old Hob gets his gang members to take on the Turtles. And we see how Splinter, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Leonardo take down Old Hob's forces. And we see Donatello saying, "Bow staff, bow tie." And of course we see Michelangelo kicking down the guy in the private, saying, "Sorry dude, no baby gangster for you dude." And of course we see how Old Hob decides to take on Splinter himself, but gets thrashed around. And we see how, despite his best efforts, gets beaten to a pulp, and decides to make a break for it, saying, I'll get you yet, rat. You see, all of you, just like that other stinking freak, you're all gonna disappear and be forgotten forever." And turns out the other turtle they're talking about is Raphael. And we see how in the IDW take, Baxter Stockman, much like his Mirage counterpart, ran a big gene research lab. And we see how April in this continuity, much like the Mirage one, worked with Baxter Stockman. And we see how she's talking with Alan about the Turtles and about the research they're doing. And even April sees a rat, which he tries to take down. And Alan says, "Oh, don't worry about him. He's a pet of another, special project. He's always rung around the place." And he even talks about showing April her intern badge and that. And of course we see how Baxter Stockman is talking with General Krang on the other side, and how he needs super soldiers to help win the war. And we see how Baxter Stockman says, "We'll have everything you've acquired from us, computer in short order, including the mutagen." "Yes, General, including the super soldier mutagen, and I will deliver them all for you personally, just as soon as they are ready. See that you do, Stockman. I've got a war to fight, and I will not accept any more delays." And of course we see how April's co-workers Lindsay and Alan talk about Splinter's name and that from the research. And even when they talk about the sort of projects they've been doing, April seems a little disgusted about the psychonic drug test. And we see how Lindsay tries to make a break for it, and Alan asking about naming the Turtles, which he names the one sleeping still and quiet being Leonardo, the one studying the bug, Donatello, and the one munching on the leaf, Michelangelo. And she says, "I have a History of Renaissance Art 101 this semester." "Oh, okay. So what about that guy?" Oh, the feisty one? That's Raphael. And we see how Raphael looks through garbage saying, come on, bingo! Dinner is served! And we see how, to his dismay, there's only a pizza slice and only some crust, saying, Don, this ain't gonna cut it. And so decides to look around other garbage places and finds a t-shirt saying, oh man, that's just wrong. And here's something going wrong. And we kind of see how Casey and his father get into an argument. And in the IDW comics, Casey's father is meant to be Han. And just as he's about to badly beat him, and says, no darn kid, Casey, you were never no good. I hate that you were ever born. And of course, door gets bust open, and Micah and Raphael says, let me show you how much. And this is the story. So the first issue of the TMNT IDW comics is kind of okay. Again, it's a clean slate. I think they do kind of rush in the Turtles too quickly and go with the origin a little differently. I think they should have done it the other way around to give you more of an introduction to the world of the Turtles. I think the point about building an origin story, you want to take it slowly and not rush it. So I think the story still deserves a thumbs in the middle. It's kind of alright, kind of okay, but still a good series. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.